Hello friends, in the series of learning C++ programming language, in the previous section we have just discussed about how to create classes and objects. Now class is nothing but a collection of similar kind of objects. Now see, we have seen that class is a collection of data members and member functions. Now the member functions we can define inside class as well as outside class. In the previous session we have just defined members function inside the class. Okay, now how? The same example I am going to explain here. We have created student class. Now inside that student class, these two data members like roll number and name, and this is nothing but a member function. See, this get data is a member function and this display is a member function. Now whatever function I am just defining here directly inside a class, getting, and here again, if our member function is small, then we can directly define member function inside a class. But if it is a big, then we have to declare here inside a class and we have to define it outside the class. Always keep in mind. Now second thing is that whenever we are defining a member function inside the class, defining I am saying, not declaring, defining inside a class, then by default it will be considered as an inline function. Inline function concept already we have discussed. What is inline function? The functions which are expanded inline wherever they are called. Okay, see here we are calling that member function. The code will be replaced as it is at this place. If we are defining any member function inside a class, then by default it will be considered as an inline function if it is following the rules of inline function. If it is small, then only we can define it inside a class and that will be automatically considered as an inline. Now see, here we are defining inside a class those two definitions. This is the first way to define member function. The second way is outside class. See, we have already discussed about scope resolution operators. The scope resolution operator can be used to access global version of a variable if any local block is having same variable name. Okay, then we can access global version of a variable directly inside any local block using that scope resolution operator. The second use of that scope resolution operator is for defining member function outside the class. Now how to do that? Let us see. See, here inside class I am only going to declare that member function and I will define these member functions outside the class with the help of scope resolution operator. Now let us see how to do that. Now see this class student, it is having two data members like roll number and name. Roll number is of type integer, name is of type character array. Okay, strings are represented using character array in C++. These are private. Now in public section we have to write member functions. For that, the first member function is get data and second one is display. Now here only I am going to declare. Declaration you already know how to declare a function. Simple, just write function signature, means what is its return type, function name, brackets, what are its arguments, and just give semicolon there. The same thing I will do here. Like see, the get data function, it is not returning anything, that's why just write void. Then function name is get data and here write round brackets and giving semicolon. Here no arguments are there for that. Here the parenthesis is empty. Now the next one is display. Again same thing, void display, and here again I am writing like this and give semicolon after closing the class. This is compulsory. Okay, now roll number and name and get data and display, these are just data members and member functions. Now here we have just declared. Now I have to compulsory define these member functions outside the class. See, not compulsory that before calling we have to define it. We have already declared, that's why after main we can define or before main we can define. There is no any restriction because already we have declared. This class declaration should be before this main because in main we are just using that class. Now here I am going to define both the member function. First member function is this get data and display. Before that we will see syntax to define member function outside the class using scope resolution operator. The syntax is like this. First we have to write return type, then write class name, then write scope resolution operator, then write function name, in bracket pass arguments if any, and write here code, the definition. Getting, this is just a syntax to define member function outside the class using scope resolution operator. Return type, class name, scope resolution, function name, in bracket if any arguments you have to pass, and just write this here function body. If you want, just note down this, like return type, class name, scope resolution operator, function name, in bracket arguments we have to pass. If we are passing here those arguments, then we have to mention those arguments here. Then in this curly brace we have to write function body. What are the steps that you want to execute inside that function, just write over here. Now the same syntax we will use to define these member functions. See, first we have to write return type. Here return type is void. Actually this function is not returning anything outside. Then class name is student. See, S is capital here, you have to compulsory follow here, S should be capital. Here again, okay. Now return type, class name, scope resolution operator, this is scope resolution operator. Then we have to write function name is get data, okay. Then in a bracket, means in this parenthesis we have to pass arguments, but there are no any arguments, that's why just leave it blank. And then here whatever code we have to write, just we will write like cout enter roll number, and then after that we have to just accept that, like C in RNO, then next cout enter name, and then just C in name. That's it. This is just a function definition we have written outside the class with the help of scope resolution operator. In the same way we have to just define this display function outside the class. We have just declared here. First we have to write again same format we have to follow, that is return type is void, then class name is student, then scope resolution operator, function name is display, okay, parenthesis blank because we are not passing anything here, and just write code, that is function body. In this way we can define member functions outside the class with the help of scope resolution operator. Okay, this is the first one we have defined, and this one is the second one. Getting? And now in the same way, just like whatever we have seen in the previous example, using object dot we can call these member functions, like s1 dot get data, s2 dot get data we have to write here, then s1 dot display, s2 dot display. Getting? In this way we can call the member functions using object dot. See, if we have defined member functions inside the class, then by default those will be considered as a inline. If we are not defining those member functions inside class, we are defining outside, then those are not considered as a inline. If you want to make outside functions inline, means those should be considered as an inline function, then you can do that. Just attach here inline keyword before defining that member function. See, before defining that member function, we have to just write inline keyword here and here also. Then those will be considered as a inline functions. Getting? Means we can make outside function inline with the help of this inline keyword. Means here we are just defining those member functions and we have just declared inside the class. Getting? This is all about how to define member functions inside the class and outside the class with the help of scope resolution operator. In the next session, we will see nesting of member functions. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.